Your pets are part of your family. You love them dearly until they destroy your favorite heels or leave a permanent stain on your sofa. Share your pictures, videos, and stories of pet destruction. Post them to your social media accounts and include the hashtag CitylineReal.
Absolutely love them, but you know what? Sometimes they can be a little bit destructive, and we want to talk a little bit about that. When you have your pets and you love them to pieces, but they want to do things like eat your passport, it's really sad. So you've had pets, Winston.
Yeah, I grew up with 2 pets. I had a beagle and a border collie, and then I ended up getting 2 Shih Tzu poodle mixes, and they grew up with me in a nice big house in the suburbs of Toronto, and then I moved downtown to a tiny condo, and that process of having 2 dogs in a tiny space like that and getting them to adjust was quite difficult, and it resulted in a lot of destruction. It resulted in curtains coming down. It resulted in a lot of pooing and peeing inside my place.
Puppies go bad.
Exactly, and it's like you want to watch it. So I did. I got a camera. I got a little drop cam that I installed in my living room so I could watch them sleep. I could record them. There was a little intercom so I can step away from the cookies. and they would look, and it's like, where's Big Brother speaking? Awesome. But it didn't work. So it was quite difficult for me. It was a difficult time.
No, a lot of people. I've talked to a few people because we are in the process right now of thinking about getting a pet because we're dog sitting and have been for a few weeks now, and the kids are really into it. So I've heard from people about horror stories with their pets, and just you have to be at a certain place in your life and be able to have the time to do the proper training and the space as well. I guess these 2 dogs coming from, a place with a yard and several floors and then going to a condo, it was tough for them, right?
And you could pay someone to take the dogs out and run them around till they're tired, but it's not fair to a dog, right? Like, if I'm going to have 2 pets, I'm going to be the one taking care of them, and I'm going to devote time. But it's not really a matter of just paying someone to take care of them.
And right now we have you at work from about 3 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Exactly.
So there's no time for you to be walking a dog.
I'm the pet around here.
You treat him pretty well. Okay, Carson, you have a new pet.
I do. Well, I'm a huge fan of rescues and providing homes for dogs that need a home. So my last one passed away about 3.5 years ago.
So sorry
This
about
is
that.
Boots. He's actually a little bit, no, he's the new one.
Yes,
so,
I know.
So he's a little bit of a famous dog, actually.
Is he?
About, I think last year, he got loose from his owners, one of the dog walkers, and he was gone for about 7 days in the Mount Pleasant Cemetery area and down in the ravine in the middle of January. So 25,000 people were trying to help find this little guy.
Oh my gosh.
So they brought in a dog tracker to track him down, and he was living under the dryer vent beside somebody's house. So so he's got some special issues. So the owners are about to have their 2nd child and moving to the UK. So there's a lot happening all at once for this little guy. So they asked if I would be willing to help to provide him a home, because I have a second summer home, but now we're going to make it more permanent, but it's quiet. And he needs a quiet space. So we're taking this little guy on and making sure it works for him.
Oh, that's so great. That's a good home. That's a great home.
Thank you.
I think he's going to have a lot of fun there in Boots. Now, you've got a few tips for us if the dogs are, I don't know, eating everything. Our supervising producer, she is a dog. The dog eats everything. Jazz eats everything.
One of the best solutions that I found is actually oranges in water.
It smells so good.
I know, and we love this. We love the smell of citrus. Dogs hate it.
They don't like the citrus.
They don't like.
The dogs
Winston
will
is
not
dog
come
proof,
near you
right?
now.
It's true. So putting orange peels. Winston, you smell awesome. Putting orange peels in a water bottle, letting it sit outside for a couple of weeks to steep and really soak up that, and you spray this on the areas that you don't want the dogs to go. Let's say they're chewing your heels or they're damaging the sofa. Spray it on that. It's just water and orange. It won't actually cause any staining or any issues, but what it does is it gives the smell. They don't like the smell. If it rains outside, just reapply and off you go.
You really got to be on the ball. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, this also works if your front yard is the one that all the dogs like to use. So if you have maybe a post in your front yard or the mailbox or anything, dogs always seem to mark those spots, and they always go to the same spot. Soaking it down with orange water, Done. No more issues.
Okay. I find for the dogs that do want to eat everything, because the dog we're dog sitting right now, he'll eat pretty much everything. You can't, like, we have to be so strict with the kids leaving things out. They left out, you know, the little containers you have the muffins in? And some of them are made of like an aluminum foil.
And the liners.
Yeah, the liners.
Yep.
So the dog yesterday, before he went to bed, had threw up, and within that lovely pile of throw up was one of the muffin liners. So I was like, how did you find that? And either he was going through the recycling, or the kids ate the muffins in the backyard and he picked them up. So we have to have this policy where nothing with a scrap of food is left on the ground, because the dog will eat it, right? And we don't want to add to that.
Unfortunately, it's not always just food, and that's part of the problem with dogs. Sometimes chewing is a bigger issue for them. It's a sense of anxiety, so they will chew and destroy things, even if they're not hungry. Vegetable gardens, prime example. People, and I know this, people say, what can I put in my garden that the dog won't eat? The truth is the dog will eat anything at least once.
Tulip bulbs. I had an issue with tulip bulbs.
Tulip bulbs.
Dig them up.
Onions, garlic, the dog will eat it once. It might not keep it down, as you found out, but they're going to eat everything once. They're going to try it out. So if you have a dog, just be prepared. That's the case.
Really quickly, if your dog, goes around peeing on lawns, which is what dogs do, it usually burns the grass. Is there anything you can do about those spots?
Well, it's usually female dogs that cause the biggest problem. They have the highest level of nitrogen in their urine. So if you have a female dog, be aware of that. She's going to make little yellow circles. The only way to get rid of it is to top dress it, but top dress it with a fescue grass seed. It's better for nitrogen burn.
Okay, good. Great tip. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time on Cityline. Have a good one.